sant yàlla.
looy xaar utal Wave nga scan nga fay te nag doo ci yokku dara.
Jar Oil, the company, have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
If you're an entrepreneur and your business is not yet registered, if you're looking to grow your registered business, or you're an accomplished professional, our Elevate program supports you with access to finance, access to markets, access to capacity building. Sign up now or refer a friend at ecobank.com/elevate. Elevate by EcoBank. A better way, a better Africa.
It's Tuesday, the 14th of July, 2026, and I'd like to use this opportunity to wish my granddaughter a very happy 13th birthday today, Marie Tupren Bass. As we speak, she's entering her 13th birthday in Paris, in a beautiful city to turn 13 in. Happy birthday, Marie. Yeah, she's my second granddaughter. Right now, we are joined by the Minister of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services, Dr. Ismaila Ceesay. Like the two previous ministers immediately before him, Lamin Queen Jammeh, my friend, I can't stop laughing, and Ibrahim Asila. He comes to the program every Tuesday to bring us updates on governance and government action. Last week, though, he skipped the program, and of course, Unite took full advantage of the program. We had Kemo Bojang on. Doc, good to see you. Are you mourning anyone? Maybe Senator Lindsey Graham?
Perhaps.
You know, when people wear black in this country, that's what we say.
Yes,
but good to see you.
Just coincidental.
After a week away.
We didn't see us last week. So.
Yeah. You chose not to be here.
Unavoidably.
It was a matter of choice.
Unavoidably.
All right, welcome back. Good to have you.
Thank you.
All right.
The first update is from the Office of the President to inform the public that His Excellency, President Adama Barrow, accompanied by a presidential delegation, performed the rites of Umrah in Makkah last week. The President completed the rituals of Ummah, but also used the opportunity to also engage in diplomatic engagements. So this was not a journey of only spiritual reflection, but also a journey of diplomatic engagements where he met the OIC Secretary General, also had meetings with the Muslim World League and also the Gambian community as well. So the President is due to fly back either today or tomorrow to Banjul.
He met Macky Sall, mentioned Macky Sall.
It was not an official meeting. Macky Sall was also there to perform the Umrah. Okay. That's what I understood. That's what I saw from the photos.
Exactly. I'm sure you saw the pictures that I saw. We saw them pictured together.
Yes, but the information I've got is, I've not got information that they had a formal meeting. What I saw was the spiritual journey together.
And then we understand Macky Sall is to visit Banjul.
That is my understanding as well.
Okay. All right. Do you know what for?
No, not yet.
Okay.
The President also received Zain Zaidan, the newly appointed country director of the African Department of the International Monetary Fund, at the State House in Banjul. The meeting focused on the Gambia's economic progress and continued cooperation with the IMF ahead of the African caucus. If you could recall, I'll come to that. The African caucus was held in Banjul last week. We've seen a lot of donor confidence in the Gambia, to the extent that donors are pumping money into the country to support our reforms, but also to support our development trajectory in line with the Euro focused development plan. So this is also very important. Now, another important update is that the President also met Alhaji Aliko Dangote, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Dangote Group. This was done on the margins of the Africa Caucus 2026 in Banjul. The engagement resulted in Mr. Dangote pledging to invest $2 billion.
Is it $2 billion or
sorry, $2 billion.
Yeah, $2 billion.
On 2 projects. A 250 megawatt
That's a
solar
lot of
power
dollars.
plant. Yes.
$2 billion.
$2 billion, yes.
$2 billion.
$2 billion.
That would
It's
be
about
what,
$150 billion. Yes.
Whoa.
On 2 projects. The first project is on a 250 megawatt solar power plant and a modern fuel storage facility.
So this would be in addition to the 150 that the government is planning. I think you're already working on 50.
Yes, because this is important because our government is visionary. We anticipate, we look at current trends, population growth, lifestyles, consumption patterns. And because of that, we're able to anticipate that in the next 15 to 20 years, we might need about 500 or 600 megawatts.
Okay.
Currently, it's about 120. That is our need. But population is growing. And it is projected that with the current birth rate, by 2050, we might be 5 million people.
Should we cut it? Do you recommend that we reduce the number of babies we are making?
Well, that's a debate. We can have that debate, but I don't think so. Other countries tried that policy, and later they realized that it affected their productivity.
Backfired.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think Africa is growing. Today, I think we're overtaking India as the most populous.
Let's just say Asia.
Yeah.
Well,
so
Asia.
I
don't think we have overtaken India.
We're on a verge. It's projected that very soon we will overtake them. So, but the most important thing is that we've anticipated that we cannot build our electricity demands to meet today's reality. We need to anticipate and project how much would we need in 10, 15 years' time, so that we don't have to find ourselves in a situation where we have to scramble again to, build that infrastructure. So this is good news for Gambia. I think every Gambian must celebrate this, that the Dangote has so much confidence in the Gambia stability that is ready to invest $2 billion in the economy.
Yeah.
We move on to the Vice President. He presided over, that is His Excellency, the Vice President Mohamed B.S. Jallow, presided over the handover of ambulances and medical equipment in Banjul on behalf of President Barrow. This was done last week, Thursday. The equipment provided by the West African Health Organization called WAHO with support from the African Development Bank is aimed at improving emergency and rural healthcare services. The public should know also that the government has a new policy, which we've rolled out. That is the policy of community ambulances. Today, in most communities across the country, there are ambulances parked waiting to transport the sick.
Is there one for London Corner, do you know?
I'm not sure, but I know mostly it's rural Gambia.
Rural Gambia?
Yeah, mostly rural Gambia. Okay. There are ambulances stationed, and this is the first time we have this in the Gambia. We have the community ambulance services, where ambulances are given to communities that they are deployed so that they can
transport. In whose care people. Are they put in the various communities? The Alcalo?
No, I think it's the Ministry of Health. How do you call it again? The Riders for Health are the ones that manage our ambulances. So really this is good, because before the trend was that when women or people are sick, it's either they are carried by donkey carts, but now we ensure that that is history, and that now we have ambulances stationed in different communities that take people to the hospitals, and this will add to that stock of ambulances. The Vice President also inaugurated the Accident and Emergency Unit at Bansang General Hospital in the Central River region on behalf of President Barrow. The facility, supported by the FAB Foundation, that is the Fatmata Barrow Foundation, and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, aims to improve access to emergency healthcare services. Now, I was there. That's why I missed last week's.
As a reporter?
No. As Minister of Information.
Of course.
What I have seen, I never thought that in my lifetime, I would see an A&E health facility in rural Gambia. In fact, it is the first. The only A&E health facilities we have in the Gambia are in Banjul and Kanifing. So imagine, for the past, since independence, rural populations have been deprived of a well-equipped A&E facility.
So Farafenni does not have A&E, Farafenni Hospital?
They have rooms where when there's an emergency, they can put in that room and treat you. But when we say A&E, with all the equipment.
Not a designated
with all the equipment.
Likewise,
that is needed.
Buyam Hospital.
Exactly, they don't.
Okay.
So this is the first, and I think this is a huge achievement. And we thank the FAB Foundation and their partners for this. Really, this is beautiful. When I went to the rooms, the equipment I saw, the beds, the equipment, it's really top notch.
Do they have the electricity to keep those machines operating?
Yes.
Electricity.
Electricity is there.
Okay.
So really, it's fantastic. Now, rural Gambia has its force, well-equipped accidents and emergencies unit in Advancing Hospital.
Is it big enough to serve the whole of rural Gambia? You present it as if rural Gambia will have no need, for either Kanifing General Hospital or EFSTH.
It depends on the event. I mean, there are accidents whereby there could be multiple cases. For example, we have 50, 60 involved. That one, they have,
like we had with that Gele
exactly,
where more than 17 people.
It cannot accommodate that. But even in Western countries, sometimes they have to transfer to other hospitals where there are bed spaces. But at least there is an well-equipped A&E, and I think it will go a long way to serve that the rural population. The Minister of Agriculture, Livestock and Food Security was also on tour. And just to summarize, this was a very important tour. It shows how the Barrow government takes agriculture and farmers' issues very seriously, particularly now that the rainy season is approaching.
Or how slowly, you react to public criticism.
No, not necessarily. We don't react to public criticism. We have an agenda that we follow. And I think this year, according to the minister, we're investing $1.6 billion in subsidies for the agricultural sector, in terms of seeds, in terms of fertilizer, in terms of equipment, and so on and so forth. And the minister visited the Shanghai Agribusiness Training Center in Xiamen, where students are engaged in agricultural training.
It's called Shanghai, even though it's in Xiamen.
Yeah, Shanghai Agribusiness Training Center in Xiamen to engage students.
I almost said, when did he go up country and when did he turn up in China?
So this center, it teaches young people skills and knowledge towards innovation and entrepreneurship, particularly in agriculture. Now, but also he visited the Kerewan Fertilizer Depot, where he met women farmers who expressed appreciation for government support to subsidize fertilizer programs. Currently, we are giving out 10,000 metric tons of organic fertilizer for free to farmers in this country this rainy season. He also visited Giraffe Agro-Logistics Center in Wasu.
What do you mean organic fertilizer? There isn't a fertilizer coming from Ukraine or anywhere anymore, not urea fertilizer.
We're having that one. The chemical fertilizer is on sale.
So organic fertilizer is what? Where is it coming from?
I'm not sure where it's procured, but it's 10,000 metric tons is procured to give to farmers for free. That is for free.
We need more information on that.
Yes. Yeah? That is for free. Now, the source is not what is clear, but we still have also the chemical fertilizer, which has been the norm that many farmers use.
Exactly.
And that one is on sale at subsidized price.
That's
heavily subsidized
112,
price.
Is it?
No, $1,100.
$1,100
is heavily subsidized at that price. He also visited the Giraffe Agro-Logistics Center in Wasu. This is a World Bank project. When completed, it will provide modern storage, processing, and training services to strengthen agricultural value chain and reduce post-harvest loss. The minister also visited, the livestock watering facility constructed under the Small Dominant Enhancement Project in Dingirai in Tumana district. This facility is expected to contribute towards improving livestock management, animal health, and productivity among communities. So all these projects are going on at the same time. But also, he visited the root-supported garden in Sudowal in Kantora district as well. Women beneficiaries were there, and they also highlighted the positive impact of this project. So it's a lot of visits. He also visited the poultry farm in Keroldi to assess progress and engage with stakeholders. So our investments in agriculture is not only on crops, as we've seen. We've also invested in poultry, in livestock, but also in training.
It would be nice to have his assessment of the whole tour. It's one thing to tour what's his impression. And
maybe we should bring him.
What's been the benefit of all those years of investment? Yeah, he should.
I will arrange that.
Give up your slot for him
for next week.
One day
we can do that.
It doesn't have to be next week. It could be any time.
Yes, so we'll arrange that.
Maybe
so
by the time,
because the rainy season is important for him to
maybe by
come
the time we come to next Tuesday, I mean, he's off. You are all traveling now, and we don't have. We
all
haven't-
traveling now?
We haven't had a lift of the ban on travel. You're all traveling.
Why
yes.
is the evidence that we're all traveling? So the Minister of Basic Education announced a comprehensive ban on fundraising activities in public and basic secondary
That was our main story today.
schools, effective July 2026. This directive is in line with government's no-levy policy, which seeks to ensure equitable access to free education. The ministry stated that unauthorized fundraising activities, including cash collections and ticket sales within school premises, will not be permitted, and the violation will attract administrative action.
So they may not do it within the premises of the school, but they could go to Serekunda West Park or Serekunda East Park or the buffer zone and have a big party. Why don't we just?
But they cannot use the name of the school.
Why
again.
don't we just? That's not stated in the announcement.
Now, if you look at the announcement,
you just read. Yeah, go ahead.
it says a comprehensive ban on fundraising activities in public. Okay.
Yeah, So why don't you just slap a blanket ban as long as it's school related?
It doesn't have
And
to.
it has to do anything with public schools. It cannot happen. It cannot happen within the school premises. Neither can it happen anywhere.
That was my thinking.
as
That
long
is
as-
why before I even came in, I called the minister
check
to get
the
more
language.
information on this.
Check the language.
So we will find out more
Check the
about
language,
this. And
yes.
then last week, a Minister of Finance, the government of the Gambia Minister of Finance, officially opened the 2026 African Caucus in Banjul, hosted by the Minister of Finance. The high-level gathering brought together African ministers of finance, central bank governors, IMF and World Bank officials, and also ADB officials to discuss key economic priorities, strengthen cooperation, and advance shared development objectives across the continent. This is good. For the first time, Gambia is hosting this, and it's very competitive. All countries want to host it. Next year, it will be in South Africa. And I think this also, again, demonstrate the confidence that donor partners, the international community has in the Gambia, insofar as our economic reforms are concerned, but also the impact this has in making sure that economic growth is really growing in the Gambia.
Yeah, I hosted the head of division at the World Bank in charge of the Gambia and a few other countries in the sub-region, along with the World Bank Group resident representative, and they had nothing but praise for the Gambia's economic policy. And I think, people should really thumb you people up.
No, Gambia is doing well. I mean, not because I'm a minister, not because I'm aligned to the government, but I'm speaking as a citizen. Gambia is definitely doing well in every sector, particularly in the economy. If you talk to people who are not Gambian, who visit the Gambia and what they see in terms of the rapid transformation of this country, really you feel proud to be a Gambian.
Yeah, that's not the impression you get as a Gambian,
yes,
reading some of the stuff online and
because I've realized one thing, that we Gambians, we like to always focus on what is not working. We are fault finders.
Apparently, there's a lot out there that is not working. Then, if that's
Yes.
the impression you get from,
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that there's a lot that is also working. But if we always talk about that which is not working, we tend to drown that which is working. Now, let me give an example. When you talk to an average Gambian, they'll tell you the health sector is in shambles, the health sector is gone. You ask him why. Or because I went there and there was no medicine. That's the only thing they can tell you. But they forget that. We've invested...
You're forgetting one thing.
Yeah?
When did they go there?
No,
it could be like 2-3 years ago. No, we had a classic case here.
Yes.
We had a classic case here
Yes.
where somebody sat here and, painted a very bad picture of our health
Yes.
system.
I'm aware of that.
Based on their experience 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Then all credit to Dr. Mustafa Bitey, the Chief Medical Director.
Yeah.
He heard the conversation, came over, all right, invited the same person over to the hospital. And when he went and saw 3 years after
The transformation.
the EFSTH, he changed his language immediately.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
So that's why I said
yeah,
sometimes
I agree.
some of these criticisms depends on when they last.
Exactly. But even if you go last week, and I agree with you on that, some have not even been there for the past 5 years. and they still have that
I
experience.
just came from there yesterday.
Yes. So you go to the hospital. Maybe the medicine that you need is not there. And for you, the health sector is gone. It's in shambles. You paint it as all doom and gloom.
The simple reason that you
didn't have a medicine.
You could not have your paracetamol.
Exactly. Now, but you didn't forget that, look, we've invested millions of dollars to buy new equipment, CT scans, X-ray machines, you name it. All these they are fully equipped.
Yeah.
We've spent hundreds of millions of dollars to build new facilities in Farado. You've seen what was there. You've seen the videos. In Tumanna, in Tisemaja, in Jali, all these hospitals. We are spending $200 million in Buyam to upgrade Buyam. We just built a new A&E. We've built for the first time a postgraduate program, creating our own consultants and our own specialists, taking them across the country. We've also have community ambulances across the country. Now, if you go to the hospital, then there is no paracetamol. For you, all these investments are zero. Because you don't have a paracetamol, then the health sector is not working. And if people keep on repeating that, obviously, you'll think that is the situation. But also, we have to be fair. A hospital cannot have all the medicines for all the ailments that is in this country. So if you go to a hospital, when I was living in Scotland and in Sweden, they don't give me medicine at the hospital. No. They give me a prescription, and I go to the pharmacy to buy it. If I'm on social, what is social? I'm on some kind of unemployment benefit. Then I get it for free because it is subsidized by a government. But if I'm working, I don't get it for free. I pay for it. So here you go to the hospital, there's no medicine that is for you. For you, the government should should know all the ailments in this country and stock medicine for all those. It's not possible.
Again, what it needs is re-education. If someone was born like I was, going to the hospital and paying nothing and getting all medication, you think that's the norm.
Exactly.
You just grow up believing that's the norm.
But times change.
That's what I'm saying. So we need to re-educate people.
The population has grown.
Yes, I agree.
There's pressure. And look at rural-urban migration. 60% of the population live in urban Gambia. And our lifestyles, people are getting sick. And the hospital have been exhausted. So obviously, these are challenges.
Doctor-to-patient ratio pressure.
Exactly. So we are not saying the country is perfect. And I will say this. There are challenges. But at least you cannot tell me, Peter, and nobody can tell me, the opposition supporters, that the country is going backwards or it is stagnant. The country is moving. You can question the pace. You can be impatient with the pace in which we are moving. But the country is moving towards a direction. And that is a fact.
All right. Let's move with your update. Because I've got a lot of questions for you today from the audience.
Yes. I think this one is from the Minister of Foreign Affairs.
What about it?
The Gambia government is extending condolences following the passing of His Highness Sheikh Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani, Emir Father of Qatar, who passed on July 12, 2026. The government recognized his contributions to Qatar's development and conveyed prayers and sympathies to the Al Thani family and the people of Qatar. Now, I think this is the final one.
Okay.
The government of the Gambia issued a statement acknowledging the Supreme Court judgment in the case of Modu Ceesay versus Attorney General and others, delivered on July 7, 2026. The government reaffirmed its commitment to upholding the rule of law, separation of powers, and judicial independence, while confirming that the judgment would be reviewed and acted upon in accordance with constitutional and legal provisions. Okay, I think the Minister of Youth and Sports approved $2.5 million to support the participation of the Gambia's under 18 male and female beach volleyball teams at the 2026 FIVB U18 beach volleyball champions in Netherlands. So for public information, yes. So those are the updates from the government, Peter.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going to start with a very, very long contribution, and it's coming from Gambian students abroad. I have to get to the top of it. Okay. Good morning, Uncle Peter. First of all, I would like to sincerely commend the Honorable Minister of Information, Dr. Ismaila Ceesay, for the remarkable work he is doing in serving our country. May Allah continue to guide and bless him. Uncle Peter, I humbly appeal to you not only to convey our concerns to the relevant authorities, particularly the Ministry of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, and the Ministry of Finance, but also to kindly ask the Honorable Minister himself, Dr. Ismaila Ceesay, to personally intervene in this matter. We are students studying abroad, and we have repeatedly raised concerns about the continuous delays in the payment of our stipends. Unfortunately, despite our numerous complaints, the situation remains unchanged. The last payment we received only covered the months of March and April, and since then we have not received anything. We are now well into July, yet we continue to struggle without the financial support that is essential for our survival. Living abroad is not easy. Every day, many of us are forced to borrow money from friends, colleagues, and even lecturers just to afford food, transportation, accommodation, and other basic necessities. The burden has become unbearable. Even if our stipends were paid today, nearly 75% of the money would immediately go towards repaying debts, leaving us with very little to support ourselves or assist our families back home who also depend on us. Uncle Peter, Dr. Ismaila Ceesay has himself experienced life as an international student. He understands the challenges and hardships of studying far from home. That is why we respectfully plead with him to treat this matter as an emergency and to do everything within his capacity to help resolve it. Whenever we contact Moorhurst, we are consistently told that they are still waiting for funds from the Ministry of Finance. With all due respect, that should not become the burden of students. Our responsibility is to study and excel academically, while it is the responsibility of the relevant institutions to ensure that stipends are paid on time. Stipends are meant to support students in advance, not after months of hardship and accumulated debt. We want to make it clear that this is not a political issue. We do not belong to any political party, nor do we wish to politicize our genuine suffering. We're simply asking for what is rightfully ours so that we can continue our education with dignity and peace of mind. We acknowledge that the Honorable Minister of Higher Education is doing commendable work in many areas, and we appreciate his efforts. However, when it comes to the timely payment of student stipends, we respectfully feel that much more needs to be done. As an academic and a professor, we believe this is Professor Gomez, understands the difficulties students face. That is why it is heartbreaking that this problem continues year after year. Today, many Gambian students abroad are living in extremely difficult conditions. Some of us have reached a point where we constantly rely on the kindness of friends and lecturers to survive. It is painful, humiliating, and discouraging. This is not how students representing their country abroad should be living. Therefore, Uncle Peter, we are sincerely pleading with you to kindly convey this message directly to the Honorable Minister, Dr. Ismaila Ceesay, and ask him to intervene on humanitarian grounds. We respectfully appeal to him in the name of Allah to help us resolve this matter as soon as possible. Our only wish is to receive our stipends on time so that we can focus on our studies, complete our education successfully, and continue making the Gambia proud. May Allah bless you, Uncle Peter, and may he continue to bless and guide the Honorable Minister in his service to our nation. Thank you.
It's very painful. And I think it's a concern that we need to really look into as soon as possible.
This time they have messaged directly to the program. The last time they messaged me privately, and I forwarded it to the minister concerned, Professor Pierre Gomez, and he was taking it up with the Ministry of Finance.
I will.
But apparently nothing has happened.
I will make sure that from here I engage the relevant...
As they say, you were an international student.
Now I know how it feels to find yourself in this situation. In fact, it affects your academic performance. Because when I was studying in Edinburgh, I didn't have scholarship. So I was working and paying, and sometimes, things can go south. And I remember when I received emails from the university, from the finance department to say that we're going to block your card and you'll not get access. I know how it feels. So we will really take this very seriously. No, it's very painful. I know how it feels. I've experienced this, and I think we'll do everything within our powers to make sure that we resolve this issue as soon as possible.
Good morning, Peter. I want our able minister, Dr. Ismaila Ceesay, you're getting good press this morning, to furnish me with the state-of-the-art commencement of the kidney and heart transplant, as the professor said on this platform, that he was waiting for Minister Samate and the Farato Hospital to kickstart the maiden transplant. If no idea, please engage the minister and furnish us by next week. I want to prove our adversaries wrong. Please treat this as a priority. Thank you, Minister Budu Dao.
So what we've done is that the Farad Hospital comes in phases. The first phase is the A&E is ready and the engineering unit is ready. That is what we inaugurated 2 weeks ago. I think the next phase is the kidney and heart transplant, and work is ongoing, and I think very soon that will be done and it will be inaugurated. But it is part of the plans. The exact timeline I wouldn't know. I'll ask Mr. Samate immediately from here, so I'll get the exact timelines and I'll furnish the public next week.
Okay, today I'm not asking any personal question. I'm just taking questions from the audience. Can the minister update us on the death of Omar Baji of Mandinaring and the police, as well as the domestic violence allegations against the ambassador in Russia? And why can't the Minister of Justice print business registration certificates for the past 3 to 6 months? All they could say is continuous system failures.
Well, I have engaged the Minister of Justice on this because I've also received complaints from the public about this particular problem. And I think that was a technical problem with the system. And the minister had given specific instructions for them to do whatever it takes to fix this as soon as possible. This was the last conversation. I thought it was already solved. If it is not, immediately from here, I'll ask the minister.
This is a text sent in at 4 minutes past 9.
That's what I'm saying. I said I'll engage the minister because I was given
saying
the impression.
if it has not been fixed,
yeah,
it's not been fixed.
Yeah, So I'll ask the minister, and then we'll make sure that we fix this as soon as possible because it's important. Because this is Gambia is known to be a business-friendly country, and therefore anything that impedes that is a problem. But we'll try to resolve it. If it's not resolved, we'll resolve it as soon as possible, and I'll engage the minister on that. On the death of Omar Baji, I think the case is in the courts, if I understand right. And when cases are in the courts,
we can't comment.
You can't not only comment, but also it's in a domain that is independent. What the government should do. And then when it comes to the domestic violence, on what again? What was the third question?
No, that's the Mandinaring police. I think it's the same. No. The domestic violence allegations against the ambassador in Russia.
Investigations were on. I've not heard anything yet from those investigations. I'll engage the Foreign Affairs Minister to know exactly what is happening. The public should know the outcome of that investigations.
So, when you appear next week, you will appear. You will appear with that information.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Here's another one. Why couldn't the state take action against Mama Jabi, who goes on the rampage, always insulting Usainu Dabo and Imam Abdullah Fati, but they can be furious with Nyancho's music about their own failings and conduct? Double standards or indifference to the marks?
Well, what do you expect the state to do in a manner in which it has not crossed the line where crime has been committed? The state can only act where crime has been committed, and nobody has seen the state take action against Nyancho here. I've not seen that. Nyancho is not arrested. The state has not issued any statement.
Nobody's suggesting that Nyancho should.
But no action is taken against
Nyancho. They're saying that you are offended by his lyrics, all right? But you can allow this guy to go around.
But who said we are offended? We are not offended.
Well, you are quoted somewhere by saying that, by hitting back at his
No, we're not.
lyrics.
I did not hit back, and I wasn't offended. All I said is that you can criticize the government without accusing people of lying, without accusing people of fornication and adultery, and without accusing people of stealing.
Oh, that's
what's in the song.
Well, okay.
That the government, senior government officials are one. They are thieves, but there's no evidence that they are liars. But also they are fornicators as well. They engage in adultery, and I think that really debases our debate. As a musician, use your platform to talk about issues that affect society in a manner in which anybody can listen to it.
I'll have to listen to this music.
Adults can listen to it, old people, young people, because the music outlasts you. You will go, but the music will stay. You don't want to be remembered as a musician who insults adults by saying they're adulterers, that they are thieves, that they are liars. And these are people with family. These are people who are working, who are public servants. That was my point. But I wasn't offended by the music. If I'm not a thief and I'm not an adulterer and I'm not a liar, I wouldn't be offended. I'm just trying to make a point.
So you're none of the above.
None of the above. So I wasn't offended, by the way. But it's just for the musician to take note that as a musician with a huge platform, you have a responsibility, and that responsibility is to preach that which brings unity in society. Now, with regards to Mama Jabi, there are laws in this country. If anybody feels that Mama Jabi has crossed the line take her to the police will take the necessary action. So I don't listen to her. I don't know what she says. But if people feel that really their rights have been trampled on by her, like the law is here for everyone. The law is not here for only the people in government, but for everyone, every Gambian.